Hey guys, hey. Happy Wednesday, yes. Why is it so dark? Okay. My lighting has been doing crazy things to me. All right, let's get this all shared out so we can get started. As we begin, hi Mom, hi Dad, hi Joey, hi all my family who watches. Okay, let's go to Instagram. Let's put the title in here. I see y'all. Y'all ain't here yet. Okay. I know y'all like to pop up right at 8:05. Leave me hanging at happy hour. It's alright. Okay, so we're not going to have that on the broadcast. Hey, Drew. What's going on, girl? How's it going? Hey, guys. Hello, Facebook friends. As you come in, please put your name in the comments so I can greet you properly, because Facebook doesn't let me see who you are. And also, I want to remind you that there is a long delay on Facebook, about 30 to 60 seconds. So if you are submitting a question or a comment, just give me a moment to get to it, because it's not as quick as it is on Instagram. You can join on Instagram. You don't have to over at NPL Consulting Firm, but you can feel free to stay here on Facebook as well, okay? Drew, how you doing? I see you and the kiddos looking awesome. Thanks, doll. You know, I decided to get a little pretty today. We are a little short on stories tonight, so we are probably going to do Q&A for a portion of the show. Hi, Tri-State Media. We're getting started in about 3 minutes. Make sure that you share this out to your friends at 8:05. Thank you for that, Drew. Oh my gosh, guys, have you been watching Lovecraft Country? I saw the most recent episode, and when I tell you, I literally clutched my pearls. I was like, ooh, I had to turn away. It was so much. But it's a good show. If you've been watching Lovecraft Country, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of it. Okay. All right. We are getting started in 2 minutes. Why are you doing this to me, tablet? Tabletta? You supposed to be my homie. Oh, great. This is not what I wanted. All right, here we go. Where y'all at? All right, we are getting started in 2 minutes. Okay, one of these days, I'm going to have, like, you know, some really cool contest or gift or something, and y'all are going to miss it because you skip out on my first 5 minutes. And I'm putting this in the first 5 minutes so y'all can go back and watch this and see it. All right? This is supposed to be our time to, you know, get comfortable. I'm just kidding. Don't worry about me. We're getting started in 1 minute. Make sure you share this out to your friends at 8:05. Your friends who are starting a business, your friends who are thinking about starting a business, share this out to them. All right? You never know when somebody might find a blessing in what I say. Hey, Margaret. All right, so we are getting started very shortly. Again, we are short on stories, so we're probably going to do Q&A for a portion of the show. So if you have questions, start getting them together. I'm trying to think if there's any special things I want to tell you guys. Not as of yet. All right, it's 8:05. Time to get started. All right, let's get this recorder up. I got 2 people on Facebook. Hey, y'all. I know one is Margaret. All right, here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Thursday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are new to this broadcast, if you're new to me, I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting, LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself in the startup phase of business get your business paperwork together. So if you need help with things like registering your business with the state, getting EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, making sure you have appropriate contracts, brand protection strategies, hiring policies, all of those foundational things that you need for your business to make yourself legit. I help you do all of those things, okay? If you're wondering why I'm qualified, I'm very happy you asked. I'm a licensed attorney. I have been one for 14 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school. Hey, James. But a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful in business, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it, okay? So that's why I'm here. If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do that is to go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. There you can book a free 15-minute consultation if you're a first-time client. You can also download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. As well, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my podcast. Y'all know I'm trying to get that YouTube check. I need them subscribers. Get them. Give me them subscribes, please. And you can also book one-on-one coaching sessions with me. In particular, I have my Talk to Me Tuesday sessions where you can get, a quick pick my brain session on Tuesday mornings for, 25 minutes for $25, just like it says. And my regular coaching sessions start, which are an hour, they start at $247. Okay. And at linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, you can also find a number of my video trainings. If you are not ready for one-on-one coaching yet, the video trainings are very beneficial. I have one on EIN numbers, DUNS numbers, brand protection, operating agreements. I've got video trainings on everything, y'all. Okay, so go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. There is a mosquito in my place that is biting me, and I cannot find it. I am being eaten alive in my own home. I'm appalled. Sorry. But let's move on to the show. The way that this show works, if you happen to be new, is that I pull stories from the news, stories that you people send me, stories that I find on blog sites, and I pull the ones that have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we chat about them, okay? So this is a time for us all to get involved. Hi, long live the laugh. This is a time for us all to get involved. As long as your questions and comments are respectful, they are welcome here. Hi, Jaleel416. So, it's a lot more fun when we all participate. So don't feel shy. This is a place where everybody can have their opinions and questions heard. Okay? So, first story that we are talking about tonight. And again, I want to remind you guys, oh, thank you. So first story that we are talking about tonight. Can anybody who's watching right now, if you can whistle, can you please give me a whistle emoji? Because I'm going to attempt to whistle, but I'm not very good. And I want to know if somebody else can whistle, because maybe I can bring you on with me and you can do the whistle part for me, okay? So, if you have heard of Old Spice, give me an O in the comments. Now, Old Spice, we know it as, our granddaddies and daddies, aftershave or whatever. Now they have deodorants and things. I remember my dad used Old Spice all when I was growing up. And then, of course, they've had this. You can whistle. You want to come on here, long live the laugh, and whistle for us? Margaret Massey, I'm going to assume that was supposed to be an O. Okay? But yeah, Old Spice has been around for a long time, and it was at first it was kind of out of fashion. Hi, Falcon Chris, but then they revamped it. They had campaigns with Terry Crews. They had campaigns with Isaiah Mustafa. They have that Captain guy now as their mascot. So Old Spice, they've been trying to modernize their look. I did not realize that Old Spice had been around since 1953. Hi, Deirdre. You want to whistle for us? Okay. So, long live the laugh. Do you know the Old Spice whistle? Do you know the Old Spice whistle? Because I'm going to try and attempt it for you guys, because this is the point of the story tonight. We're talking about Old Spice because somebody is suing the company that owns Old Spice over the whistle. Now, the whistle goes something like this. It goes, I think, something like that. Oh, you don't know? Okay. Well, I gave the best attempt I could give, right? So Old Spice has a very signature whistle. This whistle is, in fact, trademarked by the company that owns Old Spice, Procter and Gamble. Yes, you can trademark a sound, right? Remember, think about the NBC jingle, ding, ding, ding. That is trademarkable. Or T-Mobile, do-do-do-do-do. All those things, those are sounds that are protected by intellectual property. And the Old Spice whistle is no different. Here is the problem. There is a composer by the name of H. Scott Salinas. H. Scott Salinas is originally from St. Croix. He came to the United States as a young man, attended Princeton University, was in a couple of bands, and made a name for himself as a musician. And in fact, he wrote an entire jingle for Procter and Gamble way back in the day, including this whistle, right? And Procter and Gamble, they got a license from him to use it. They didn't hire him just to make the jingle. He made the song, and Procter and Gamble was like, "Hey, can we use your whistle song on our commercials?" And H. Scott Salinas said, "Yes, girl, you can use my whistle for your song. Just run me my check." So P&G, Procter and Gamble, and Mr. Salinas, they had a licensing agreement. Hold on one second, guys. Sometimes I forget I have appliances on. I literally go deaf, and I just realize I have the dryer on. Don't mind me. I have the ability to tune out a lot. Anyway, so Procter and Gamble and Salinas, they had this agreement with each other that Procter and Gamble could use his whistle song for their ad, right? Here's the problem. The licensing agreement, which is a contract, the contract ended. So they were supposed to either relicense the song from Mr. Salinas or stop using it. P&G didn't do that. What they did was they went and had somebody make a similar sounding whistle and trademarked it, and that is the sound that they are now using for the Old Spice commercials. And so now Mr. Salinas, he is suing Old Spice for he's suing Procter and Gamble, I should say, for copyright infringement because they are using his composition, or at least that is his argument, and he wants their trademark on that whistle sound canceled because he's saying that they applied for that trademark under fraud because they were not the originators. They copied it from him and they were supposed to license it from him. Hey, Obed. What do y'all think? Do you think that Salinas has an argument here? I tried to do some research. If anybody can find me a recording of the Old Spice sea shanty, I was all over YouTube today. I could not find it. It's okay. I understand, Obed. So y'all, my cousin Obed called me. This is why y'all need to call me so that you can get your business life together. He was on the phone for 2 hours today trying to get some administrative stuff done, and he had to have himself a glass of wine before he popped on the show. This is why y'all need me to help you get the stuff straightened out first time, okay? All right. Yes. So Falcon Chris, you think that Salinas has an argument here? I don't put it past Procter and Gamble to do this. I don't put it past big companies like this to kind of try and stiff the little guy. Now, luckily, Obed, you got the bottle? Okay. Luckily, H. Scott Salinas, because he is, oh, thank you, Obed. Because he is a musician, he has a copyright on his work. So now he's going after Procter and Gamble for his ducats and trying to get their trademark canceled on the whistle jingle, right? This is why it's important to have your intellectual property in order, because if H. Scott Salinas did not have his ducks in a row, didn't have his paperwork in order saying, yes, I made this song, Procter and Gamble could just run away scot-free. Look at what they did. They did the right thing the first time, but instead of just paying the man his money the second time, they went and made a bad copy. And now people think that the whistle that is heard on the Old Spice commercials is the one that Salinas made, which it is not. Okay. Falcon Chris said they will rob and steal all day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they will. That's why intellectual property is important. But if you are an Old Spice fan, you might want to write them and be like, hey, stop robbing Mr. Salinas. Give him his things. But yeah, Old Spice, Procter and Gamble, run Mr. Salinas his ducats. He sang the song. Long Live the Laugh said, sounds similar to what DJs get dinged for, sampling others' music. Right, exactly. Think about Robin Thicke with the whole the Blurred Lines song. He doesn't make any money from that song. Pretty much all the profits are going to Marvin Gaye's family because they didn't clear the sample or whatever, or get permission. So it's really important that you have your ducks in a row for licensing and intellectual property, because you don't want to be out here getting sued for infringement. Falcon Chris said Old Spice is a cheap Christmas gift. Okay, well, but some people just use Old Spice on the regular. What if it's not a gift? What if it's just what you use? My grandfather used Old Spice. My dad used Old Spice. Does he still use Old Spice? I think he still does. Some people just use it. It is a classic product, much like many of our things. So, to each his own. But yes, Procter and Gamble, give Mr. Salinas his things. How are you just gonna rob this man's song? Yeah, it's just like Falcon Chris said, the DJs getting dinged for the sampling and things like that. You just gonna sample my song and not ask my permission? Falcon Chris said they are 99 years old if they use. My dad ain't 99 years old, Falcon Chris. Thank you very much. Okay, all right. Moving on to our next story. Y'all, Penn State is here again. If you have heard of Penn State, give me the lion emoji, because their mascot is the Nittany Lion. Yes. So if you have heard of Penn State, give me the lion emoji, because their mascot is the Nittany Lion. Okay. Now, this is an update on a story that we have had a couple of updates. Thank you for the roar, Falcon Chris. Falcon Chris didn't give me a lion, gave me a roar. I like that. I'll take that. Y'all can give me a roar in the comments if you don't want to give me the lion emoji. Okay. All right. So, a while ago, I told you about this story. There is a guy named Paul Parshall. Paul is 80 years old. Thank you, Margaret, for the lion. Paul's 80 years old. He's had 2 strokes. He doesn't travel, right? And Paul one day was like, well, I need to make me some money. So Paul started filing trademarks for Penn State Nittany Lion beer and cigars, and started selling beer and cigars using Penn State, the Penn State name. So, of course, what do y'all think Penn State did? Remember, if you remember this story, were here when I talked about this Penn State story, what did Penn State do? Or even if you hadn't, if you've been watching this show long enough, you know what happened. What did Penn State do? What did they do? Because that's not what this story is about. Paul has been busy since the last time we talked about him. Um, this mosquito is killing me. All right. I don't want to leave too much silence because we do have the podcast going, or the recording for the podcast. But for those of you who are getting your answers in, I know that you're giving me amazing answers. But what they did was, yes. Hey, AJ, they did send a cease and desist order, which Paul ignored, and then they sued him for trademark infringement. Okay. Now that's not even the update, because they went to court. The court said, Paul, you can't do this. This is Penn State stuff. You can't use it. They have been litigating this trademark infringement case and telling Paul that he cannot use Penn State's logo or try and trademark it. Paul has been trying to trademark under state law, right? He was being so uncooperative with the court, they asked him to turn over certain documents that he was fined $10,000. Well, Paul apparently, I think Paul is one of those older people who's like, well, I'm old. What are you going to do about it? I ain't going to be here long anyway, because Paul is still up to his old antics. Paul has recently filed to trademark the domain names PennStateNittany.beer and PennStateHappyValleyBeer.com, right? So Paul is still out here trying to sell beer and cigars under the name of Penn State. And his argument is, Margaret said he's an old man, he forgets. Paul ain't forget. Paul said, Penn State, you don't sell beer and you don't sell cigars, so why do you care what I'm naming my cigar and beer company, right? He's like, look, I'm a creative man. I'm trying to make some money, and I want to sell some beer and cigars. Penn State, show me your beer and cigars where I can't sell mine. Even though the court is saying, Mr. Partial, you can't sell these items, Paul is still going ahead. As a matter of fact, not only is Paul continuing to file these trademark applications, he is also representing himself in this trademark infringement suit. I think Paul has a lot of time on his hands and he likes to be in the mix. So he is keeping this going because Paul's like, what are you going to do? I'm 80 years old. I'm an 80-year-old man. What are you going to do? Throw me in jail? I ain't going to be here long. At least that's my reasoning, because why would you go directly against the court order where they're telling you, hey guy, you can't use these anymore? And not only that, you're continuing to file new applications for new trademarks that are certainly going to be knocked down. Now, it's not only that, Penn State is complaining. He's being refused by the USPTO. Deirdre is laughing. Deirdre is having a good old laugh over here. Yes. But Paul is still out here trying to trademark Penn State's name for beer and cigars. He doesn't care about your sanctions. He doesn't care about your fines, probably because he knows he's not long for this earth. And, he's, what are you going to do? Dig him up? But whose side are you on in this case? Do you think that Paul is just being ridiculous? Do you think Penn State is doing too much? Whose side are you on here? Penn State or Paul? We know that Paul is being, that Paul does not have that Paul doesn't have Penn State's permission. But do you think that Paul should be allowed to sell cigars and beers under the Penn State name because of the fact that Penn State does not sell cigars or beer? Remember, when you have a trademark, you have it in certain categories, classes of goods. Penn State does not have a trademark within the beer or cigar category. So that is Paul Partial's argument. Margaret Massey is on Penn State's side. I'm with you, Margaret. Paul, I think he's doing too much. He got too much time on his hands and apparently a little bit too much money because he got money for these applications, these trademark applications. On the Penn State side, they want $2 million from Paul for his antics. If you think they are going to get a dime from Paul, give me a $sign. If you think that Penn State is going to get any money from Paul, give me a $sign. Margaret Massey said Paul's just being defiant because he's old. I believe it. Older people do not like to be told what to do. They do not. But if you think that Penn State will be able to get any money out of Paul before he goes on to meet his maker, give me a $sign in the comments. Because remember, not only is he 80, he's had 2 strokes and he can't travel. What y'all think? Podcast land, feel free to email me and let me know what you think. Deirdre said not gonna get a plum nickel. Girl, you're right. I think you're right. I think that Paul is gonna drag this out. Falcon Chris gave me a cha-ching. You think they're gonna get some money out of Paul, Falcon Chris? Okay, so we got one person who said no and one person who said yes. I personally don't think they're going to get any money out of him. I think that he's just going to dig his heels in and drag this out and keep representing himself as long as he can. But, hey, to each his own. If that's how you want to spend your time, who am I to yuck your yum? Okay. What is this emoji? Long live the laugh. Okay, Falcon Chris. Falcon Chris, why do you think they're going to be able to get money out of Paul Partial? Can you please give me your reasoning? Margaret Massey said they could get a judgment. Okay, well, you can get a judgment, right? But how are they going to enforce the payments? Are they going to garnish his wages? Paul don't work. How are they going to enforce the payment? Let me know. Ooh, are they going to take it out of his Social Security check? Oh, okay. They're not. Okay, they're not. Well, we try not to curse on this show unless it has to do with the story. But okay, yes, they're not going to get anything. Okay, they're not going to get anything. Falcon Chris said tap that Social Security. You think they're really going to take his Social Security away? I don't think they'll do that. They might, I don't know, maybe his retirement account, if he has one, who knows? Good luck, Paul. I don't know what you're going to do. Yeah, but those were the stories that we had for this evening. Like I said, we only had 2. So this is, we're going to transition into Q&A if you guys have questions. But, yeah, those are the stories that I had for you tonight. Old Spice, they're getting sued for the whistle. The point that I want you to take away from that story is 2 things. 1, you can trademark a sound. And 2, having your intellectual property in order is very, very important so that you can get your ducats if somebody is using your stuff improperly. Margaret said if they're serious, they can garnish his bank account or lien against property. Oh, yeah, they can. Falcon Chris said, thanks, have a good night. Oh, you don't have no questions? You don't have no questions, Falcon Chris? We can be here for like another 7 minutes if y'all have questions. Yes. Yeah, they could definitely probably garnish his bank account or put a lien on his property. But I mean, is it worth it? Like, does he have property? What does he have in his bank accounts? Does he even have enough money for that? We don't know what Paul Partial's financial situation is like, right? So it could be a gamble. They might, get 10% of 0. Okay, bye, Falcon Chris. Have a good night. But yeah, so those were the stories that I had for you tonight. I want to thank you guys for your participation. It is always appreciated and welcome. You guys are very smart. You're very astute and you're very au courant. I have a very sophisticated audience, a very educated audience, and that makes me happy. And also, I want to remind you guys that if you are in the startup phase of your business and you need some legal help, because while you guys are amazingly smart, we are all smart in different areas. My area of expertise is business formation. Come holla at your girl. Let me get you on the right path to entrepreneurship, okay? Bye, long live the laugh. Thank you for coming. As well, make sure you go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm to see all the cool things that I do, my video training, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my podcast, book yourself a free consultation if you need some help getting your business strategy together. Hey, P. Jackson. Good night. All those things. Go check me out at linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. We are going to be back here tomorrow night with more stories. We were just short a little bit tonight because some of the stories that I saw, they just weren't interesting. And I don't want to be here and bored. Doc Obed said, file those taxes even when you don't make money. Word to the wise. Yes. All right. So this is where I leave you. Come back. Come join me tomorrow at 8. Thank you, Deirdre. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.